Welcome to the Untrapped podcast, where we're motivated and inspired about success, small business, and personal development. And now, Keith Kalfas.
What's up? We are live. I'm Keith Kalfas, and here on this live transmission, this live broadcast, customer tried to trick me into doing free work. I said it. Tried to trick me into doing free and I had to make sure that I'm actually like live right now. That's where I'm stuttering so you can hear me. Has a customer ever tried to get you to do free work without, them signing a work order? Or maybe you signed a work order for a certain amount. There's a contract, but then they want you to do extra work for free, right? I want to make sure you can hear me here. That's why I'm looking at my phone. Make sure the audio is good. So I get these crazy questions. Oh, it sounds good. I'm stuttering so you can hear me. All right, there you go. So I get these questions all the time because I make a ton of videos on the internet about how to start a landscape business. I'm fascinated by this topic of the transition from the 9-to-5 into being your own boss, then growing from just having your own little tiny self-employed thing to becoming a small business owner and then growing into an entrepreneur. From the outside, it looks a certain way, but the internal growing pains and struggles that you go through will forever be fascinating to me, because who you have to become as a person, the struggles that you go through on the inside, like the roots of a tree that grow deep and far and wide before you ever see fruit bearing on the outside. You might look at other people's trees and, well, that's an amazing big tree. Look at all that fruit all over it. Yet you've been working your tail off and you're not seeing it happen because so much has to happen on the inside. And one of those things that happens on the inside I'm fascinated by is the learning to say no and learning how to have difficult conversations right on the spot. So when I say a customer tried to trick me into doing free work, sometimes I question, does the customer even realize they're doing it? So I'll give you an example. What's up, everybody joining? I see you're here live in the comments. Thanks for hanging out with me and popping in here on this live feed. So we do a lot of landscaping maintenance. I got a landscape business. Look, Lawn Whisperer. I just got this shirt. I love it. But trimming a customer's shrubs, trimming and topping arborvitaes. Simple. Well, there's a difference between trimming arborvitaes and doing a spring cleanup or blowing and cleaning out. If you know what arborvitaes are, they're these green shrubs that can go up really high, and people use them as privacy shrubs in backyards, around pools and things like that. Well, sometimes when it's been 10, 15 years, there could be a foot high pile of debris inside of the arborvitaes that you could pull all those dead trimmings out. You could spend hours just raking and blowing that stuff out. So anyways, none of that had anything to do with this job we were doing for a customer. And the customer was kind of in a hurry and leaving. And as they were leaving, the customer said, "Oh yeah, real quick, because we had just showed up to do the job. Can you also just real quick do me a favor and get all that stuff out underneath the arborvitaes too?" Stuff was, not in the contract, not in the work order, but the customer said it real quick. And sometimes you will be like, "Oh yeah, we'll take care of that." Well, you're not aware that you just created this legally binding tacit agreement. You just said yes and signed up to do something that maybe you should have charged $500 more for. Maybe it could take you a whole extra day, and you just said yes. And then now you feel like because you accidentally said yes, that now you have to do it because you told the customer you do it. And then if you change your mind, say, "Hey, I'm sorry I said yes, but I actually meant no, and it's going to cost you an extra 4 hours of labor," or something like that. Now you might get scared and think that the customer is going to get upset with you, and all this crap is going on inside of you when you're learning and growing in your business. You get these weird little uncomfortable positions where you feel like people are trying to take advantage of you. Sometimes they don't even know they're doing it. Sometimes they know exactly what they're doing. And I don't really think it's a good thing to try to prejudge people or assume a customer has bad intentions or anything like that, because it's a great blessing to have customers. But what I mean is crossing your T's and dotting your I's and minding your P's and Q's and being very careful and running your business like you're an attorney inside of your own business and learning how to be very subtle and stop. So when this customer asked me to do this extra work for free, what I think now is I ask deeper questions. I say, is the customer even aware what they just asked? Does the customer even feel bad that they just asked us to do a bunch of free work, or do they know exactly what they're doing? Like, what I mean is, if you really go upstream and you rationalize this type of interaction in the world of commerce that you're having with all these customers, there's a higher conversation upstream. That means, of course, you might have a good relationship with them, but at some point it's just transactional. And if they're willing to ask you to do free work, or they're willing to, to them, it's no big deal. I figured you're already here. You could do it while you're already here. Well, you have a business to run and a family to feed, and you're going to be on your deathbed one day. And that customer is not going to show up to your funeral. And after you leave their property, no matter how much effort you put in, or how long you suffer, or what you go through, or how much money you lose, they'll have no clue and they won't even care. And you'll go through all this pain and suffering just because you slipped and said, oh, yeah, we'll take care of that, because you wanted to be a nice guy. And sometimes nice guys finish last. And that was me for a long time. I was such a nice guy that I let all my clients walk all over me. When I got employees, I let employees walk all over me. I let everybody walk all over me, and I was a pushover. And even though I was sick of it, I didn't know how to fix the issue, because I didn't know how to. I was afraid to be confrontational, and I didn't know how to have difficult conversations. And there's a book on audible.com. It's called Difficult Conversations. You might want to check that out. There's another book on audible.com called Crucial Conversations. You might want to check that out. There's a lot of books like the 48 Laws of Power. I could talk about books all day. I'm a bookworm, but these books are amazing because they walk you through these dialogues at things that happen, like wu-wei verbal tactics and verbal defense mechanisms and all this stuff. So whenever a customer now asks me to do free work, I stop immediately. There's this, basically, before I say this, I want to go even farther upstream and say, when you need money and you're in a state of neediness, just like needing oxygen, you will do things that you normally wouldn't do. Why do people stay in dead-end jobs that they hate and let crappy bosses? We've evolved past this somewhat now, but sometimes a lot of the time in the past, people would let bosses treat them like crap. Why? Because I need the money. I need the money. You're a grown man and a grown woman walking around letting somebody treat you like crap and take advantage of you because you need the money. And who is anybody to lord anything over anybody else? So imagine if you had, I don't know, let's say you have $100,000 in the bank of liquid cash. All your bills are paid, no debt. Would you let that customer treat you that way? Or would you let that person talk to you that way? Would you let that person walk all over you? If you could afford to have an opinion, if you could afford to walk away, would you still do it? Well, I think it takes practice. If there's something in your energy that is willing to walk in any moment, and you're not attached to any of it, and you don't need anything, and there's no neediness, then I think you can go and get a lot farther along. Because there's this saying that I love: you deserve what you tolerate. So you get what you tolerate, but you deserve what you tolerate. There's something that my friend Anthony Heyman brought this up to me. He was just messaging me on Voxer in the 48 Laws of Power. I don't quote me verbatim, but usually people who are not even predatorial by nature, they're not the type of person to take advantage of you or show their teeth. Oops. If you act very timid and scared and insecure around people who aren't even predatorial by nature, there's something about human nature that some of those people who are actually just really nice, calm people, they will actually become predatorial and take advantage of you or start acting controlling or condescending just because you are acting so open and timid to them that they can't help that. So if you feel like you're a victim, which you're not a victim, hopefully not, but if you feel like you're constantly running into these issues where you have people that are walking all over you, and ask yourself, how are you co-creating the situation? How are you co-creating? Because if you're there and it's happening to you, well, think of somebody in your mind that you look up to and you aspire to have qualities that they have. Somebody in your life that you know who doesn't let anybody walk on them. They're totally a self-assured person, and they're just a strong person, and a justice fighter type of person. If that person was in the situation that you're in, that you're getting taken advantage of or walked on, would that person let that happen to them? Probably not. Actually, if you go upstream, it wouldn't even occur. Excuse me, I'm coughing. I'm doing I just got off a 2-hour podcast, and I've been talking a lot lately, and I'm doing a podcast tour right now. My podcast is the Untrapped podcast. We just crossed 400,000 downloads, and I'm on podcasts every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Need some water. So I'm fascinated by the unnecessary victim mindset and how it plays out. Do you ever find yourself pontificating courtroom stories in your head, like you're actually having fictitious arguments and defending yourself, and you feel like you're supposed to be present in the moment, running your business, or spending time with your family, or getting a good night's sleep, yet you're like pontificating these arguments in your head, and you've become neurotic to the point where you're experiencing real suffering, but it's unnecessary suffering. Unnecessary suffering. What is this victimization, this begging, this pleading, this stating your case, talking about how you're trying your hardest and it's not working? This is the victim mindset, and it's fascinating to me. What part of the egoic defense mechanism that pulls the cloak or the wool over our eyes and keeps us in the primate, what part of the amygdala is firing that's keeping us in fight or flight mode, that's keeping us in this weird schism? And the schism is making us stuck at the wrong end of the chasm, and we can't cross it. And I think that facing our fears, and this could be a really, really long conversation, but I've become obsessed with this topic because I've watched in my own life, my own personal growth, how far I've come, how long I've suffered and been a little bitch in my life, and then watch myself in just a couple years grow and come a long way. I've got a long way to go, and I'm just using myself as an example here. I don't think I'm anybody special. I'm just a student of consciousness, but I'm learning when you lean in the direction of being uncomfortable and have difficult conversations, what happens? Well, you have all these little opportunities to practice in real time. So the customer asked me to do free work. And being a contractor and having a small business, even if you've got a tiny little business, what a great blessing. Because you got this little business and you have all these little tiny, or not little tiny, these real-time opportunities to practice your craft and get better and better and better. And if you make a mistake, they're just one after another that you can sharpen your skills and hone your skills and become a true practitioner, a true expert, and a true entrepreneur who's phenomenal with dealing with people, who has great people skills, who has phenomenal boundaries, who is somebody who doesn't let anybody walk on them, who can serve others at the highest level, even if it makes them feel uncomfortable momentarily, and then they'll be thanking you on the back end. How do you become a statesman? How do you become someone who cares so much that you're willing to be uncomfortable and even temporarily make other people uncomfortable, so therefore everybody wins? And I think that's the next level.
Yo, there's 3 things we've identified that turn our average ticket landscaping job for real. From $312 up to $1,650. Average ticket, that's way more money, way more profit. Those 3 things are: 1, service area. Identify it and stick to it. Number 2 is your service suite. What are your highest profit services? Do those over and over and over and over and over. And number 3 is how we turn landscaping problems into profits with our property opportunity checklist. Basically, it's upsells and add-ons. Identify more stuff that needs to be done, I'm going to stop right here and just invite you to my totally free 2-day Level Up Landscaping Business Workshop, November 20th and 21st. Open up your browser and type in keithkalfas.com/levelup. Register now. It's totally free. I'll see you there.
Austin Douglas comments, and I see all your comments, expanding one's consciousness is a tiring task. It happens yearly, monthly, weekly, daily. Just Austin Douglas, you're always commenting some extremely intelligent things here. And I'm just going to ask you to just stop it for a minute because you're outshining me, okay? And if you've read the 48 Laws of Power, you know what it says about unshining. See, I can't even speak, man, because you're too smart. I'm sick of it. What's up, Chris? What's up, Hash Puppy? All right, so when the customer asks me to do free work, I stop. Look at the customer. Smile. A little ding, a little sparkle comes off my teeth. And I say, oh, I might be able to do that. But first, let's inspect it because it might take us more time. And if it takes more time, I would love to do it. And if we have the time, even today, I would love to do it. But I have to look at it. So let's take a look at it. I'm getting there. I'm looking. Oh, so you want us to do this extra work or this extra work? What level of extra work? And I'm calling it extra work, right? There's an addendum to this. We're going to put this on the contract. Anytime a customer says anything, just take out your proverbial clipboard. More work. And so when I did this with the customer, he said, I figured, he a great customer, phenomenal person, but he said, I figured since you're here, you could just do it. Well, so I have like employees on the clock with, payroll and workers' comp and taxes. I mean, this shit's expensive. And so I don't want to pay for that. That's not why I'm not in business to not make a profit and to do free work for people so that I can come home with lint in my pockets and not start and grow and raise a family one day. You know what I'm saying? Like when you really go upstream with this. So I basically started inspecting all the extra work the customer wants done. And I gave the customer a price for it. I said, here's the price for it, but we actually don't even have the time to do that because I didn't plan it. Because when we originally quoted you and we were coming today, we only have a specific amount of time to take care of your property. And I'm going to have to return for this. And it's going to be this price. So I'd rather not even do this. And then the customer said, oh, okay. No worries. I totally understand. You have a business to run. But it's like sometimes I feel like they're trying to pull a quick one on you. They're trying to pull a fast one on you, even if they're aware of it or not. And it's like the question is, when that happens and you feel like you're put in an uncomfortable position, do you buckle? Why are you afraid to stand your ground? Are you afraid the customer is going to start yelling at you and call you a bad person and a scam artist and a ripoff? How dare you not do free work for me? Get off my property. I'm going to leave you a negative review on Google. This contractor wouldn't let me take advantage of him. How dare him? 1 star. I only deal with contractors I can take advantage of. It's just this weird thing. So it's like you can have the greatest relationship with the customer, but then you have these weird little funny moments and you don't want to rock the boat. You want to keep everything nice and smooth. So you'll bend over backwards a little bit. That's great. I think you should bend over backwards for your clients and your customers. And that's how you create raving fans and you put in the sweat equity and you really over deliver. I love that. I built a 5-star agency. That's my business, a 5-star agency. And I mean, most of our customers now, we ask them how they heard about us and they say, we found you on Google. You got all these positive 5-star reviews and that's why we hired you. And I think what they don't understand, those positive 5-star reviews come from, like, you run a business, you're watching me right now. It comes from sweat equity. There's every single one of those reviews you earned through blood, sweat, and tears. And you take that very serious. And so the funny thing is sometimes a customer will look and they see all your positive reviews. You have, it's public knowledge that you're a good contractor. And the chances of, if you have over 20, 30, 40, 50 5-star reviews, and sometimes the customer will still act like they don't trust you or act like you're like a 1-star rating contractor. And sometimes I just want to print them all out and just walk around with them and say, I don't have to defend myself, or I have literally 200 people here vouching for my work, saying that we do great work. We have great communication. We follow up. We're there on time. We're fair and reasonable. We're licensed and insured. It's all right here. Like, I don't have to say anything. It's this weird thing that humans do to test each other. So I think that even if you have to be uncomfortable for a moment, it's good practice, because if you do it and you rehearse it. So think about this. A customer asks you to do free work, for example, in real time. You actually stand up for yourself and you stop, because you've rehearsed it over and over and over. And now it's happening in real time. And you say, oh, well, let me assess that. Okay. We need a change order. It's going to be an extra $600. Do you agree? Yes. Sign here. Okay. We'll add it onto your bill, or you can pay for it right now. And now that customer knows that they won't be able to do that with you anymore. You will actually get to the point where you can go so far upstream with this that they'll be able to feel up front that your boundaries are so strong and you run such a tight ship that they won't even try it, and you won't even attract customers like that. You will only attract, for the most part, customers that are higher upstream. It's like you expand the top as you dissolve the bottom. You dissolve the bottom as you expand the top, and you start to float higher and higher. You calibrate higher upstream. It's a fascinating thing. And the more that you do that is the more that everything else goes up in your life. The rising tide raises all boats. And I think it starts with the people you associate with, the books that you read, the difficult conversations you're willing to have. And what do you think of yourself when you look in the mirror in the morning? Or do you have low self-esteem? Do you hate yourself? Are you depressed? Do you even have suicidal thoughts? Do you not value your life? Are you in depression? Right? Or do you love yourself? Do you care about yourself enough that you have the dignity and the pride to want to take the next step, to lean into a greater life? Do you feel worthy of a greater life? Do you have a vision for a great life? Who do you love and who loves you? Those are good things that you can't even quantify. They're intangibles that almost seem like they don't matter when it comes to some contractual agreement between you and a client. But how you do everything, how you do anything is how you do everything. How you feel about yourself when you're looking in the mirror in the morning, brushing your teeth. Anybody here not brush their teeth in the morning? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I'll brush them as soon as I get home. Depends on how much sleep I got. And my wife, the first thing she does every morning, I brush my teeth before I go to bed. She's like, how could you not brush your teeth the first thing when you wake up in the morning? I'm like, because I'm not you. I don't know. I brush my teeth like twice a day. Jesus. So, but what do you think about? I've literally been brushing my teeth and trying to take it, so pissed off, angry with myself that I bang my elbow on the soap dish, just brushing my teeth, looking in the mirror, angry, and like in this frantic state, and it's coming off of you, and everybody in your house can feel it. Your clients can feel it. And I think it stems from, if you want to be successful and you're not where you think you should be by this point in your life, you feel like you should be way farther along by now. And you look at other people around you who have achieved what you said you wanted for your life, and you don't have it yet. And you're pissed off. And when you're pissed off, you pull the work harder lever, you try harder, and the shit ain't showing up in your life. It's still not showing up in your life. And then you get angry, you get vindictive, you become negative, you become an asshole. And when it still doesn't show up in your life at some point, it's like the different stages of grief. Something hits you and you can fall into depression. And then you feel like it's not meant for you. You can go into apathy, all these different phases, and however it manifests itself when your needs and your hierarchy of needs aren't getting met, it'll manifest itself in these weird ways, like the whack-a-mole game. You hit it and it pops up over here. You hit it. It could show up in drug and alcohol abuse and addiction. Some people watch pornography. Some people just become depressed and sleep all day. Some people, all different types of things. Some people just get really quiet and they just stop trying. I don't know how it manifests for you, but I think that this human experience that we're having, because we are spiritual beings having a human experience, there's this dichotomy that we're half spirit and we're half physical. So if you feel this inner turmoil or this inner tear, this feeling like you're walking on a pirate's plank over fire, and life is constantly squeezing you through the cracks and forcing you onward and upward into consciousness, that pressure that you feel, that's because you're alive in this, I call it this primordial quantum soup. We're alive in this thing right now, and we're in this vehicle that's dying moment by moment, and it's that bus that we can't get off of until, boom, it's over. And I'm fascinated by this experience, this ride that we can't get off of, and these challenges that present us, I catch my breath, that present themselves to us every day, moment by moment. And I believe that they're mirror reflections of what's going on in our spiritual evolution. If you follow a guy named Greg Braden, he talks about the 7 Essene mirrors. There's these mirrors and there's 7 different types. Pay attention to what's happening in your marriage, in your life, in your business, everything. And it's an actual, that's what I love about having a business, because it's a moment by moment mirror reflection. It's like they say, hold the mirror up. You see how you're acting? Let's hold the mirror up to you. Like, it's holding the mirror up to whatever is going on inside of you. It's happening immediately in your business, your behavior, interactions with clients, mess ups, employee issues, all of that. It's all a reflection of what's happening, what you're resisting inside of your own evolution. And so that takes me to the controller protector. If you're a control freak and you're afraid of evolving, maybe you're afraid of letting go. Think about all this stuff. Right? I don't want to get too deep and freak you out, but direct line to Akashic Records, that's deep. I love it. So why are you here? Why are we here? To evolve, some type of evolution. Where are you holding back your own evolution? This directly goes back to the title of this video. The customer tried to trick you into doing more work. If you're resisting your own evolution, you might buckle and take it, right? So Green Empire Lawn Care just sent me $1.99. Thanks for the money, dog. Lawn Whisperer. Are you a lawn whisperer? Thanks, bro. I really appreciate it. Oh, check this out. I haven't promoted my books in a long time. I wrote these 3 books. All 3 of them are on Amazon. Wait, there we are. Your First Year in the Landscaping Business. It's on Amazon, paperback, and Audible. If you listen to Audible audiobooks, this is a powerful book if you're in your first, second, or third year in the business, or if you're just getting started. I promise you, listen to that on audible.com. Just type my name in, listen to that book, bro. I promise it'll shortcut a lot of pain and suffering for you. If you like me and you resonate with the way I communicate, you'll like this. My other book is for starters, How to Start a Landscape Business. It's a small motivational book on audible.com. You can get it on keithkalfas.com. This other book I wrote is The Window Cleaning Blueprint, How to Make $500 a Day Cleaning Windows, because we do window cleaning too. And this book is the blueprint of how to get a window cleaning business off the ground fast. And I'm writing my 4th book right now. I think I'm going to name it 77 Ways to Market Your Small Business. And that's going into production soon here. And I'm also doing a podcast tour. If you've got a podcast that you would like me to be a guest on every Wednesday night at 8 p.m., I'm already booked out, I think, all the way through June now for the rest of the year. Send me an email, untrappedpodcast@gmail.com. I will go back out to you or have my assistant reach out to you. And Boom, boom, boom. I'm thinking about buying a $100,000 RV and touring the country, doing a podcast tour. If my wife wants to come, she can come. I'm bringing my dogs. I want to see the Grand Canyon. I want to see Yellowstone Park. I want to go to Utah and see those big crazy rocks. I want to go everywhere, and I'm going to. Where can we book a coaching call with you, Keith? Oh, yeah, I do private coaching and consulting. Whether it's from how to start your business all the way up to internet marketing strategies, go to keithkalfas.com/call, and you can get a link to my Calendly link, and we can get on a one-on-one phone call or Zoom call. And if you need more help with that, send me an email at kalfasmedia@gmail.com. What's up, Bill Hall, John F.? Hope you're all doing well. One other thing, I'm not trying to overly promote here, but some people don't know. If you like some of the deeper content that I was talking about primordial quantum soup and consciousness and all that crazy stuff, if that stuff resonates with you, I have an entire YouTube channel dedicated to that type of talk called I Am Ability. I Am Ability. We're about to cross 5,000 subscribers there. And I love that channel because we talk about deep stuff. And then if you like window cleaning content, I have a channel called the Window Cleaning Blueprint. We're about to cross 15,000 subscribers over there. And then my landscaping YouTube channel, we're about to cross 120,000 subscribers. It's all about landscaping. I've also been posting on TikTok too lately. I don't really like TikTok. I try to stay off of there. The thing I don't like about TikTok is you turn the thing on and it just starts playing content for you that's totally unrelated to anything that you were interested in and that you didn't ask for. And it's just a big distraction. So I stay off there as much as possible. And then audiobooks. Check out my books. There's an amazing book I just finished called a Happy Pocket Full of Money. And there's a book called 48 Laws of Power. And I want to share with you real quick. My wife just texted me. Our little dog that she rescued, the dog is farting when it smells. So thanks, wife. This is true. I can vouch to that. Okay. He's Gino. I wish he was in here. I'd show him to you. The Undefeated Marketing System I'm actually listening to right now.
The hell out of anyone who was willing to click our ads. Discovery. Once they were in the retargeting pool, we pushed more content their way and deepened their understanding of the issue.
Oh, I love marketing. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're keeping your head up, and I hope you are moving onward and upward. I just finished The Case for Reality by David Hoffman. The Case for Reality. That book was crazy deep. Wayne Dyer's Ultimate Library and stuff about cryptocurrency. The ABCs of Buying Rental Property. A lot of people ask me about audiobooks, so I might as well talk about it for a second here. You can stand on the shoulders of giants. Did you hear what I just said? You can stand on the shoulders of giants. I'm so incredibly grateful that people like Robert Kiyosaki and Grant Cardone and these people who have built these multi-$100 million businesses take that information and condense it down into a book that you can buy for $14 and learn from them, right? Last night was date night with my wife. We've actually just had 293 consecutive date nights since July of 2016. And we were going to watch this movie, and Amazon Prime will trick you. You pay for Amazon Prime or Netflix or whatever, but it'll be like, but it's $3.99.
Conduct thorough research.
But it's $3.99 to rent this movie, right? And she goes, $3.99? Why do I want to watch it then? I don't want to pay $4 to rent this movie. And then I thought about it, and I was like, wait a second. This movie studio production company probably spent like 10 or 20 million dollars. I don't know how much, but millions of dollars producing this movie, hiring A-list actors, and the sound design, the production, the scripting, the writing, getting together, booking and filming it. over and over and over for like a year, and then editing the whole thing and compiling it. It probably took a team of 100 people over the period of a year, blood, sweat, tears, and equity, and millions of dollars to make this incredibly entertaining movie that we're going to watch on date night. And they're only charging $3.99 so we can watch it, and we don't even have to go to the movie theater, and we got popcorn, and we're upset about this. We get to get so millions of dollars and all that hard ass work, and they're selling it for us for $3.99. I'm like, yes, let's watch this for $4. This is an amazing deal. It's because what I mean is how, not my wife, she's very intelligent, but I mean, we've been conditioned to think like consumers and look at things in a, what's the word? A commoditized type of way. So don't do that. Look at the deeper value. So, all right, my friends, I'm going to roll through some of your comments. Hey, my friend, it's Keith Kalfas. Listen, if you ever secretly dreamed of maybe starting your own YouTube channel or a podcast, or you have a message in your heart that you want to share with the world, like you've been working, you're building your business, or you've built your business, and maybe you want to give back. Maybe you have some advice you want to share with other people. I'm coming out with a brand new program soon here, and this is a secret. I've wanted to do this for some time now. And I'm actually coming out with a whole bunch of new programs, but this one specifically is near and dear to my heart because I spent years putting out YouTube videos for free. This podcast I started right here in 2014, talking into my phone. We just crossed 800,000 downloads. We got 85 million views online. I went like $100,000 in the hole. Not actual cold hard cash, maybe like, I don't know, 30, 40 grand in cash, but opportunity cost in the time, over 100 grand in the hole, building my audience or whatever you call it, just doing this. This is my passion. And so at some point, I never wanted to do this, but I had to monetize my message. I had to find a way to make income doing it. And here's why. Even though I didn't like doing that, because you hear me promoting stuff and selling my online courses and all that, the money sustains the message. So if you have a message you want to share with the world, I'm coming out with a program in the future called the Influencer Blueprint. All these things I'm excited about. I'm still talking about all the landscaping stuff, of course, but this new program coming out soon is called Monetize Your Message. And I have a completely free email series with a downloadable workbook. This is totally free that you can download to learn the many multiple ways that you can actually monetize your message so you can generate an income from your passion and from your calling by serving a higher purpose as well. So anyways, open up your browser. This is kind of long, but type in keithkalfas.com/multiple ways, MULTIPLEWAYS, keithkalfas.com/multiple ways. Hit enter, put your name and email in, and you can get an incredibly free email series and all the different ways you can monetize. And there's a lot of different ways. Anyways, sign up now, go there, get it. It's free, and enjoy the show. What's up, Edgar, Brian, Jake's List, Hash Puppy, Austin Douglas, Keith T. I'm the Joe Rogan of the service industry. Thanks. Kevin, hope you're doing well. And those of you that aren't commenting, drop a comment. If you never comment, drop a comment. Some of you that I've never met, I actually meet you in person at the GI Expo. I love to meet you and shake your hand. And then some people never ever comment, and then I don't ever get to see your name or anything. What's up, TNS? Cleanup Bullpup Lawn Services, Garden of Eden Lawn Care, Garland Bar, Jesse Christ, Justin Anderson, Robbie Huffman, John F. Thanks, Garden of Eden, for sending me $2.99 on a super sticker chat. I'm just scrolling through the comments if you don't see what I'm doing here. What's up, Herman Alber? I see you. Brandon Heichel, I hope I said your name right. FC Texas, Pleiadius. I like that. That sounds like Pleiadians. Radiant Lawn Maintenance, Mark M. Danger Levi. Yeah, I see you commenting now. So look at this. 4 cameras in the studio. Oh, that one shut off. I put my heart and soul into building this studio. Oh, that angle looks pretty kind of sweet right there, right? Because I used to see people that would have this kind of studio set up, and I'd be like, how do they do that? It's so amazing, man. It's so amazing. Really, it's not. It's just cheap lights you can get from Amazon. So get lights on you, but make sure that those lights aren't hitting the back wall. So they're just hitting you. And the back wall is actually kind of dark. They call it fall off. If you got too much light flooding you and the wall, then there's nothing separating you from the wall. Then get some colored lights. I got these Philips Hue lights from Amazon, and splash light onto the wall that's a different color. So you're key lighted. Like I got a studio light, and then I got a couple of lights above me, and they throw a different color on the wall and throw some foam back there. And it gives you this kind of dramatic, cool, more professional look, and it's cheap. And you can hook up like a DSLR camera, a few $100 camera from Best Buy or something. And so a lot of people are interested in podcasts and stuff. This is just the Blue Yeti microphone. It's $100. So, and then I'm streaming on StreamYard right now to 8 different platforms. We're on Facebook personal, Facebook, what's it called? A public profile page, 2 Facebook groups. I'm on LinkedIn, my main YouTube channel, Twitch, and Twitter all at the same time. And all of your comments are in the feed. And I pay I think I'm paying the $50 a month for StreamYard because it allows you to stream in 1080p, which is a little bit higher quality. And then you can download it and you can start your own podcast or anything. And then you can stream it all over the place. And I started my podcast with my phone in 2014. And I think we just crossed 400,000 downloads on the podcast and 60 million views online altogether just by uploading videos for free on the internet. And then it's even became a side hustle income because the money sustains the message. If you love doing it, you can get sponsors and things like that. And then you can actually make money streaming online, doing what you love. If you love talking about lawn care, landscaping, window cleaning, consciousness, whatever it is, there's so much opportunity out here. It's insane. So you can turn your side hustle into a business. And then if you buy lights and cameras and stuff, you can just write it all off. Pretty fun. McPherson Country. What's up? What's up, DG? Bill Hall, you are famous. Yeah. You're not famous? That's a weird word. Famous is a weird thing that's manufactured by corporations. Blevins Lawn Care and Landscaping. What's up? What's up, Javier Berger? You met me at the nursery in Almont. What's up, Tandez? Damien. Yeah. Oh, I was just on the Squeegee Life podcast. That's what the shout out to them. I was just on their podcast a couple hours ago, and I was going to jump off the podcast and go work on my hardwood floors in my basement. I'm putting new floors in the basement. And then I realized since I already had the studio going, I had to go live first. So I'm probably going to be up till 1 working on my floors and back out on a landscape job in the morning. But I'm going to jump off here. My friends, I hope you're doing well. Maybe I should come on live next time and I'll play the piano. I have a keyboard behind me. I'll do a musical show for you guys. Those cameras are going out. All right. Don't want to take up too much of your time. Don't let customers take advantage of you. Stand your ground. Learn how to have difficult conversations when they matter the most. And just believe in yourself. And I really, really wish the best of success for you. Oh, what's up? Logged in 17. Hey, Keith. I was laughing today about your video a bit back about the gutter cleaning job where you had the 50 buckets and then said no profit for me. For those of you who don't know what he's talking about, I do have this video on my channel called the Window Cleaning Blueprint. I was in this weird state of mind and I made this video where it was so brutally truthful. And I talked about some of we call it the shop of horrors, or some of the nightmare scenarios you get yourself into when you have a small business. And sometimes when you're on a job site and one thing after another just keeps going wrong, there is this sick part of you that you don't even care anymore that everything's going wrong. You don't even care that you're not even making any more money. You just don't care about anything anymore. And in the video, I had this crazy look in my eyes and I go, no more profit for me. No more profit. Like, it was like this thing. And I was crying, laughing as I was uploading the video. And I know that people that were watching it who are crazy like me were laughing. And that was proof that you were laughing watching that. Because that's some of the stuff, our inside jokes being in the industry. You love how I mesh business with consciousness. Oh, I could show your comments right here. Look at this. Boom. So I'll stay on for another minute. Palladius, look up Ken Wilber on audible.com, his book called Cosmic Consciousness. It'll blow your mind. Anybody else here listening to, please do that. Thank you so much, Jacob. I appreciate it. And I was going to, if you're here, I was going to go do my hardwood floors. I wasn't making that up, but I forgot I had to go live first. And here we are. What is this? How long do you wait to contact a customer after you submit a quote? Things are weird now and different. I used to do it immediately, like the next day or at least 48 hours. But now I'll wait 2 to 3 days before I follow up with the customer. And depending on the size of the quote, if it's 10, 12, 15, 20 grand, I could wait up to a week. It just depends on how many leads we have coming in. But I think it's important to follow up with every single customer. I was just doing that today. I was on Jobber, resending quotes to customers, following up with them to close those jobs. So don't be afraid to follow up with customers. The fortune's in the follow-up. And sometimes you might have to follow up 5 to 6 times to close the job. It's amazing. Don't be afraid of that. Jesse Christ, thank you for sending me $49.99. Dude, that's a huge blessing. I really appreciate it. Hi, Keith. Take this and put it towards your $100,000 RV. I am really considering buying an RV. I have this gut feeling I need to get it and just go tour. And this is not just some weird impulse buy. I'm dead serious about doing a tour and getting an RV to do it. And I really appreciate that. Thanks for that. Nice here. What's up, Alex Bobcat? Damian Shragankost. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your last name. How can I email you, brother? I'm going through. Okay, yeah, send me an email. The landscaping employee trap at gmail.com. Or if you want to get on the phone with me directly, keithkalfas.com/call. You see how my name's spelt? It's all over here. Keith, it's blurry. Well, it's right here in the chat feed. keithkalfas.com/call. If you need to get on the phone with me too, or email me. Rogue Spear. Keith, can you make a video on how to maximize as a one-man operation? That's a great video, and that's a great title for a video as well, and I will do that, and I'll put it on my YouTube channel. Thank you, yeah. And that's a lean, mean, money-making machine, or as my friend Aaron Parker and Lean and Mean Academy is a YouTube channel. Shout out to him. He calls it one truck big profits. So yes, thank you for that. I have learned a lot about that subject, so I would love to make a video about that. What's up, Taval Dacris? I hope I said your last name right, but I see your comments all the time. What's up, dog? I see your comments all the time, and I really appreciate you. And you're very a highly calibrated individual, and hope to meet you one day and shake your hand. What's up, Michael Hick boy? Landscape Life. What's up, Bill Hall? Blaine Dennison. The Preachers of Jesus. That's a great name. Jobber follows up automatically if you pay for your Grow account. Yes, it does. I have a Jobber Grow account. I could pitch Jobber. If you guys ever see me pitching Jobber and talking about it on social media, I'm a Jobber ambassador. So I use Jobber and I'm an ambassador on social media. So they give me a discount code that you guys can use. I think it always changes. There's different specials going on, but it's 20% off of your first 6 months if you sign up with my link. So if you're looking for a CRM to use or you want to change, go to getjobber.com/Keith. That's getjobber.com/Keith. Or click the link in below my YouTube videos. And then if you sign up with my link, you save a bunch of money, which is pretty cool, huh? Damien. Thank you. Damien just sent me $5. I love it. I really appreciate it. Thank you for that. What's a good price for mulch, Blevin? I don't know how much you pay for mulch as a material where you live. I think we're at 26 to 28 per yard. We pay for it. And I have a dump trailer, so I pick it up and install it myself. I used to charge 60 a yard, then 80, then 90, then 100. Then I tried 110, 120, 125. And because of inflation this year, now I charge $145 per yard of mulch installed. So that means that the customer pays $145 per yard of mulch appears in their garden bed. That's not for the materials, not just for labor. That's everything. They pay the $145. The mulch shows up in their garden bed. That does not include pulling the weeds or edging the garden beds or doing any other labor in the garden bed. Be very careful when you install mulch, because if you agree to install mulch and the customer doesn't even mention that they have weeds all over in their freaking garden bed and there's no edge or anything going on, they actually might just automatically assume, of course, you're going to pull all the weeds and edge the garden beds for a whole extra day, totally for free, and end up broke living in a van down by the river. Why wouldn't you end up broke? I mean, so I've had to condition myself. I get triggered by this stuff to point out everything. There's a saying, that which is similar is not the same. For if it were similar, if it were the same, it would not be similar. Kind of a tongue twister. And inspect what you expect. When you talk about what's included with something, in both ways, whether you're buying something or selling something, also be clear verbally and contractually about what is not included for that price. So for $1,000, we're going to do this, and this, which means for $1,000, we are not going to do this, and this. Is that clear? That's clear. Because people pontificate all types of things, and you end up in weird, sticky positions where you're stuck doing free work, and it's tough. Mark M. I don't even follow up. They either contracted someone else or the price was too high. If they don't contact me back, I'm already too busy doing other jobs to care. I've been there, bro. I totally get it, man. You see some of these guys on YouTube talk about you got to follow up in the marketing and every single job out. But what if you're already totally booked, right? Me, where I'm at in my business is I'm getting coaching right now around getting very scientific. We're figuring out our production rates, the exact man-hour rate to charge down to the penny. Right now, I've raised my man-hour rates from $60 to $74 an hour. Reverse engineering. What is it going to cost to have a fully legitimate business with fully loaded employees, which means work comp, payroll, obviously unemployment and general liability and all that stuff. Excuse me, my throat's dry. But here's the question. What does it cost you to run your business, to have an office manager, a foreman? I don't know how many people you have in the field working, but where you're actually not on the truck and you're not quoting the work of you doing it, because you can hustle and work hard and fast and get a lot of shit done. But what are you quoting the work now at proper price points that don't include you in the mix? It's its own engine that's working. Obviously, you're probably, I don't know what stage of business you're in. A stage 1 business is where you're doing everything but yourself, solopreneur. A stage 2 business is where you got a couple employees and you're still doing everything, but you got a couple employees and you're able to like do other stuff too because you got people helping you. And then stage 3 business is like where you're off the truck and you're just doing administration functions and selling. Stage 4 business, you're completely out of all that. And I think that's where you basically have an operations manager and you have a team of people and you just kind of oversee the business. And I think a stage 5 business is where you're out completely automated with like a CFO. I'm not anywhere near that. But I'm looking at it, all comes back to reverse engineering the pricing, like build a pyramid and go to the top, right? And look at it and say, what do I need to charge to make all this happen, even if it's not happening yet, as if it were happening? So think about this crazy, crazy idea. I think about ice cubes in a tray. If you pour water and it pours into all these other ice cubes in these cells in the tray, if you didn't have that ice cube tray, the water would just pour down the sink. So imagine, what if you had all these different roles and responsibilities and you map it and flesh it out, and then you charge as if it were true and function as if it were true, and then start to put the people in place. I know in my media business, I got to sign the contract, hired 24 freelancers and like 10 of them work just part-time all the time. So I have to look, it could be between 10 and 12 people working for me in the media business, which is totally different than landscaping. And then the landscaping is literally just like my wife in the office, a bookkeeper helping do all the books, and then 2 guys in the field and me. It's only, what's that, 4 of us? It's not even anything. It's tiny. And for the longest time, that would upset me because I want to build a lean, mean, profitable money-making machine that just hammers out money. It's like a little tiny cash cow. And I didn't have the consciousness or the maturity for a long time because I was so emotionally affected and hooked by the business. It had me so emotionally hooked that I couldn't get out of my own way to look at it because I was so dependent on it for survival. When you don't have a shitload of money in the bank and you constantly need money, I think it triggers your amygdala and it keeps you in a fight or flight mode to where you can't actually access higher states of consciousness that allow you to look at things from an objectified field of view, an objectified space to where you go, oh, this is easy. I just move the chess pieces around. I had to get $50, $60, $70, $80, $100,000 saved up in the bank by working my guts out and saving and allow myself step by step to release and peel off the layers of the jawbreaker, like a fear, one layer at a time, to finally start to get to the place where I could look at the business objectively and start to get higher level coaching and look at things that were so obvious to other people in the beginning. And if this is you, let me know in the comments. Like, do you actually have a bookkeeper and do you get P&L statements and do you look at your business from a scientific perspective? Why am I talking like this? It's like, what do you mean? We just cut grass, or we just clean windows, or we just pressure wash, or we just, and I think what scares me is I saw a couple guys that looked like they were in their 60s last fall getting out of a truck to do a fall cleanup. And they must have been in their mid 60s. And I was like, whoa, I could tell those guys had been doing landscaping and lawn care this whole time. And they just stayed on that plateau and stay in that mode. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But if you have like what's called a bus business, it's if you break a leg or get hit by a bus, who's going to take care of your family? if you're the one doing all the work all the time. You can't even afford to break an ankle because it could literally make you lose everything. That is the riskiest thing of all. But you can argue with yourself and have these, like I call these pontifications that, yeah, but the customers won't pay anymore. If I raise the prices, then they'll fire me. I do raise the prices so I can grow the business, and then the customers quit. It's this catch-22, this chicken and this egg thing that can drive you into total nervousness, right? And that's really true stuff. Okay. I love talking about this topic because if there's anything that you're feeling that frustrates you in your business, it's at least a partial truth. There's a percentage of it that's actually real. There's another percentage of you that's you're just stuck, but there's a percentage of what you feel that's real, or you wouldn't be feeling it. You're not crazy. Kenneth Whitaker, what's up? Michael Hickboy, Ronnie Thurman. How do you buy my latest book? Go to Amazon or audible.com, keithkalfas.com/book, keithkalfas.com/book, and you can get this your first year in the landscaping business, or go on audible.com and buy it. I think it's like $9. Thank you, sir. Thanks for all you do, Keith. I'm going to go smoke a little green now. What's up, Damien? What's up, Mary Net? I hope I pronounced your last name right. I really appreciate it. Just sent me $9.99. Thank you. That's awesome. Jacob Curley, do you make more money off YouTube or your business? I do make money off YouTube, a couple $1,000 a month, and I have 6 YouTube channels, 3 of them that are monetized, and I've uploaded over 4,000 videos over the last 9 years. So in retrospect, I make like 50 cents an hour off of YouTube. YouTube is actually one of the smallest earning things that I do. The highest profit margin things that I do are coaching and consulting, which is I do internet marketing, coaching, and consulting anywhere from $250 to $500 an hour. And I sell packages. So off of YouTube privately, I coach people on how to build their YouTube channels, build funnels, do internet marketing, email sequences, how to build a virtual team of people to help you run your business. Like my internet business is sorry, I had to catch my breath. I'm a little tired. Is what you call mostly or partially automated. So I help people with internet marketing strategies. That's coaching, consulting is the highest profit thing. And then the next one is actually just my service business. So because you can make a 50% profit margin in your service business if you're pricing right. Mine is a 35.5% profit. Mark, I don't know how to get a construction license. Keontae Roan, thinking of getting out of the business, grossing $15K a month. $6K of it is net. Solo. How did you ever get over burnout? I've been burned out before tremendously. And I think what made me burned out was just being overworked for far too long. And how I got over burnout was getting to a point where I was so frustrated where I didn't care anymore. And I just raised the prices. And I took my landscape business down to 5 days a week, from 7 to 6 down to 5. And I run my landscape business like a job. I don't let it keep me up all nighter anymore. Like when I walk in the door, I shut it off. It doesn't exist. It's taken a long time to be able to do that. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it. Thank you, Abide Outdoor Services, and Damien Herman. You're welcome, Herman. You signed up with Jill's office too? Thanks, dog. Yeah, guys, check out Jill's office. I'm actually going to be doing another fun video commercial, so check out for that, or Jill's office. They're highly trained virtual receptionists who specialize in answering the phones for service businesses just like yours and mine. So if you go to jillsoffice.com and you decide to hire a virtual receptionist who will answer the phone for you while you're out working or taking care of other things, they can actually book the jobs for you on your behalf directly on your Jobber or your Google Calendar, whatever software you have. They use a lot of them. And you'll see that, oh my God, they actually sold and booked a job for you. They sold the customer, booked it. It's ready to rock. So it's a very profitable thing and it's awesome. If you go to jillsoffice.com and you sign up and you use my name that you heard about them through me, I think you'll save like a couple $100 or something, but you'll save a lot of money off your setup fee. Say my name if you go to Jill's office, and they're awesome. Don't quote me on how much you'll save, but I know you will. It's a discount you get. What up, Doe? All right, guys, I'm going to jump off here. My wife is waiting for me. I want to go install 100 feet of hardwood floor in my basement and then hang out with my wife and go to bed and then be back at it tomorrow. You got a negative review of BBB. Should you be concerned? I don't know. I never told anybody this, but I worked at the Better Business Bureau for a little while. And I will never, all I can say is I can't say anything. It's not bad at all. It's good. But once I actually worked on the inside, it was totally different than you would think the Better Business Bureau is from the outside. I actually worked at the Better Business Bureau for a little bit. All right, I'm out of here. You guys rock. You're awesome. Thank you. Oh, look, I haven't been. See, I should have been posting all these. Here, I'll post him. Yeah, there you go. So from now on, when I go live, if anybody sends me $5, $10, $50, I will post your comment and I will read it like this. One other thing, since I'm ending here, I have been doing this thing pretty much every other Sunday. It's like a Sunday Bible study. I go on my YouTube channel, I Am Ability. And I also go on Facebook and I'll do a Bible study live on Sundays. And that's the only time that I come and talk about all that stuff. I don't try to shove my beliefs down anybody's throats. You don't hear me talking about it all the time on social media, but on Sundays, catch me doing a Bible study and it's pretty fun. I want to stay on here and hang out with you guys, but I got to go. Thank you, Landeros. I really appreciate you. Thank you for saying that. That's very nice of you. You've got to make $13K a month before you profit. I wonder why that is. That's interesting. You just have people on your team and all the overhead, correct? And it sounds like you don't have any problem doing it. Good for you. Nice. What up, Dow? That's a Detroit thing. I'm from Detroit. And I say, what up, Dow? Oh, my Aunt Ruthie is on here. I love you, Aunt Ruthie. Cody, Andrew, Cody's Lawn Care. What up? $4,000 videos. Yeah, I've uploaded 10 videos in a day before. Like, whew, a lot of videos, man. Your goal is to have the biggest landscaping company in the world? Whew. That's awesome. You can do it. Thank you, Bill Hall. James Villarreal. I appreciate it, James. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Have a good evening. Hey, I hope you liked the show.
And if you like the Untrapped podcast and you get value from it, can you please take a minute and go over to Spotify and leave it a well-worded positive 5-star review? It helps boost the rankings on Spotify so the show can get to more people. Therefore, these messages can get out to more people and inspire more people so then they can go out and start their small businesses and crush it and get to the next level. It's a huge deal. All right, I'll see you in the next show.